components of ecosystem, right? In last video, we people have discussed your biotic component. Biotic component in the sense we have talked about your living components. We have discussed this under three categories: producers, consumers, and decomposers. If you are talking about your consumers, these are your heterotrophs. They are herbivores or carnivores. Am I clear? Okay. Dear students, if we are talking about decomposers, then certain ecologists have classified this into two categories, that are your parasites and your detritivores. Parasites are responsible for causing certain kind of infections. It can be bacteria, virus, fungus, protozoans, and many more. At the very same time, if you are talking about your detritivores, then this feed on detritus. What is detritus? It is decomposition material. It's a raw material for decomposition where detritivores are going to act. Am I clear? Basically, these are saprotrophs. These are saprotrophs. Mode of nutrition. पता है ना आपको? Yes. Saprotrophs who depends on dead, decaying objects. Am I clear? So dear students, in last video we people have seen your biotic component. In this video we are going to understand your abiotic components. Okay. As the name indicates, abiotic components, that is, here we are going to talk about your non-living factors which affects ecosystem, which affects functioning of ecosystem, I can say. Am I clear? In this video, we are going to understand the same abiotic factors, your non-living factors that affects balance of nature, that affects hemostasis, I can say. Am I clear? So let's begin. First one, we are going to see over here is temperature. Okay. Temperature and light, okay, that we'll be discussing later. This plays a very important role in maintaining stability of any ecosystem. Am I clear? So dear students, first if I am talking about your temperature, तो जो सारे organisms present होते हैं, right? Temperature, if I want to talk about, then I am saying that organisms lives in narrow temperature range. आपको अच्छे से पता है, right? Narrow temperature range in the sense I am talking about 5 degrees to 35 degrees Celsius. Am I clear? Most probably organisms are present within this narrow temperature range, that is 5 degrees to 35 degrees Celsius. However, there are certain prokaryotic organisms, right? What I am writing? Your prokaryotic organisms. Okay. I can say low organization, the animal which is having low organization. Okay, so simply low organizal animals, right? You can say spores. Okay, you can say even your seeds. These all are the exceptional cases. Normally organism किस temperature range में present होते हैं? 5 degrees to 35 degrees Celsius. Am I clear? However, there are certain organisms, your prokaryotic ones, the one which is having lower organizations. They are present in extreme conditions. Say for example, some of them are present in hot springs, whereas some of them are present in permafrost, where the temperature is 60 to 90 degrees Celsius. In hot springs I am talking about. Whereas if I am talking about your permafrost, तो यहाँ पे temperature range कुछ इतनी होती है, -30 degrees Celsius to -50 degrees Celsius. Okay, so dear students, in extreme condition also also organisms are present. And आपको अच्छे से पता है, if you are talking about temperature, then it varies from one part of earth to other part of earth. Yes or no? मतलब if we are talking about entire world, entire earth, temperature is not uniform. आपको अच्छे से पता है, it varies at different places of earth, and this results in classification of different zones, जैसे कि temperate, tropics, subtropics, arctic and alpines. Am I clear? So dear students, this I am not writing. Please you note down that temperature varies from one part to other part, right? This results in formation of different zones. This results in formation of different zones. जैसे कि say for example here, if I want to write, it's your temperate, right? Then tropical, yes. Then it is your subtropical zone. ये आपने एसएस में सोशल स्टडीज जो आपको शायद नहीं अच्छी लगती थी, है ना, उसमें पढ़ा था. टेम्परेट, ट्रॉपिकल, सब ट्रॉपिकल, देन वी आर हैविंग योर आर्कटिक, ओके, आर्कटिक जोन और your alpine zone. Am I clear? So dear students, these are the different zones of earth which we have classified depending on temperature. Depending on temperature. So dear student, ये discussion से एक चीज हमको ये पता चले कि if temperature is very high, if temperature becomes very low, this affects activity of an organism. Say for example, we are living at 45 degrees Celsius. Sudden temperature, say for example, 55 भी हो जाए, तो we will find difficulty. Yes or no? Yes. So simple as that. What I am trying to say is that high temperature or low temperature affects activity of an organism. Even it may lead to death. This is very immediate in case of your poikilothermals, that are your cold-blooded organisms. Yes or no? What I am saying? I am saying that if temperature is very high, okay, or low temperature, right? It affects activity of organism. And even this can lead to death. This can lead to death. Such fluctuations of temperature, right? This is immediately. Such fluctuation, the changes related to such fluctuation is seen immediately in your poikilothermals. It is seen in case of your poikilothermals. Okay, what are these? These are your cold-blooded animal who cannot maintain hemostasis, who cannot maintain internal body temperature. बाहर के हिसाब से इनका body temperature change होता है. तो sudden high temperature हो गया, sudden low temperature हो गया. तो who will show immediate response? Of course, poikilotherms in comparison to your homeotherms. Am I clear? So these are your poikilotherm, or you can say it as your cold-blooded, or you can say it as your ectotrophic animal too, right? In comparison to your homeothermals are called as warm-blooded animals like us. Warm-blooded animals like us. These are also called as your endothermal. Let me write. This is endothermal. Okay. And this is your ectothermal. Am I clear? Am I clear? Okay. So, poikilothermal, cold-blooded, ectothermal, homeothermal, warm-blooded animal, endothermal. Am I clear? Okay. Chalo. So, if I am talking about each and every organisms, whether they are plants, whether they are animals, they have certain kind of adaptations. They have certain kind of adaptations, right, to maintain such, you can say, changes. Yes or no? Yes. So, say for example, if I am talking about animals living in colder areas, those animals living in colder areas, what kind of adaptations they are having? What comes in your mind? They are having thick skin, you can say, or you can say they are having hair coat, yes or no? They are having scales on entire body, or they are having subcutaneous fat. These are the some changes which I have told about animals living in colder area. What about animals living in warm area? They shows pigmentation including us. They shows pigmentation. Okay, so for example, if I am talking about animals living in warmer areas, so they shows what, my dear students? Pigmentation. Am I clear? If I am talking about pigmentation, then the pigmentation is little bit in case of colder zone or colder area. Okay, it may be yellow brown to red in case of arid region, in case of your arid region, or you can say it as your arid climate. Am I clear? Okay, and it is darker. It is darker in case of your, I can say, humid climate. Rather than area, what it should be? Climate. Am I clear? And dear students, this is called as your Groger's rule. What is this? This is your Groger's rule. Am I clear? Pigmentation, matlab the presence of melanin in our body. We very well know that colder climate में कम होता है. In case of arid climate, it is yellow brown to red, whereas in hot humid climate, ठीक है, in hot humid climate it is darker. So this is what your Groger's rule. Am I clear? So बच्चों, ये क्या पढ़ा हमने? About your temperature. About your temperature. Second that we are going to discuss. Second one that we are going to discuss is your light. Light. Okay. What is the function of light in an ecosystem? आपको अच्छे से पता है. It provides energy. Light provide करती है solar energy to ecosystem for heating and photosynthesis. Am I clear? So what light provides? Light provides solar energy to ecosystem, right? For heating and photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, preparation of food, directly, indirectly, every organism are dependent on this. Dear students, we very well know that maximum light, maximum solar energy falls on equator. ये आपको अच्छे से पता है. Maximum is at equator, and as we move up towards pole, the intensity of light, you can say, decreases. Am I clear? So maximum light at equator and minimum at polar region. Simple as that. ये आपको अच्छे से पता है. If I want to say about your trees, तो ट्रीज में जो अपर लीव्स होते हैं विल गेट मैक्सिमम सोलर एनर्जी. तो वहां पे द रेट ऑफ फोटोसिंथेसिस विल बी मोर इन कंपैरिजन टू लोअर वन, इन कंपैरिजन टू लोअर लीव हु विल गेट लेस अमाउंट ऑफ सोलर एनर्जी. सिंपल सी बात है ये. Yes or no? Yes. Dear students, if I am talking about forest, तो फॉरेस्ट में जो मेन प्रोड्यूसर्स है वो कौन होंगे? ट्रीज इन कंपैरिजन टू श्रब्स एंड हर्ब्स. एम आई क्लियर? व्हाट इज द रीजन फॉर द सेम? Trees, we very well know that they are big and tall, and underneath this tree there will be presence of shrubs and herbs. So since they are inside, the amount of solar energy will be less. सोलर एनर्जी कम होगी. सिंपल एज दैट. चलो लेट मी एक्सप्लेन यू. ये से फॉर एग्जांपल ट्री है, ये ट्री, ये शर्ब, ये हर्ब, एंड यहाँ पे ये सन है. तो हु विल गेट मोर एनर्जी? Who will get more energy? Trees in comparison to shrubs, in comparison to herbs. So simple as that. If I am talking about forest, so trees have higher productivity than shrubs and herbs. Am I clear? चलो write it over here. क्या बोला मैंने? मैंने forest के बारे में बोला. If I am talking about forest, so what I have told, trees have higher, I can say, productivity, higher productivity, okay, in comparison to whom? Shrubs and herbs. Am I clear? चलो यहाँ पे ये समझ में आया आपको? Okay. Trees have higher productivity than shrubs and herbs. Okay, dear students, if I am talking about your floating hydrophytes, if I am talking about your floating hydrophytes, yes or no? These have higher productivity in comparison to submerged हाइड्रोफाइट्स. आपको अच्छे से पता है पानी के डेप्थ पे सनलाइट नहीं पहुंच पाती. एम आई क्लियर? सो ऑफ कोर्स फ्लोटिंग हाइड्रोफाइट्स एग्जिबिट्स हायर रेट ऑफ फोटोसिंथेसिस, मतलब उसकी प्रोडक्टिविटी ज्यादा होगी इन कंपैरिजन टू योर सबमर्ज्ड वन. सिंपल एज दैट. ओके, सो डियर स्टूडेंट्स, ये मैंने अभी तक बातें करी फोटोसिंथेसिस की, बट ये जो लाइट होती है इट ऑल्सो अफेक्ट्स अदर फैक्टर्स. से फॉर एग्जाम्पल फोटो पीरियड्स, राइट? इट्स एन ड्यूरेशन ऑफ लाइट. फोटो मतलब लाइट एंड पीरियड. लेट मी राइट ओवर हियर व्हाट आई टोल्ड. फोटो पीरियड. एम आई क्लियर? फोटो का मतलब होता है लाइट एंड पीरियड का मतलब होता है ड्यूरेशन. आपको अच्छे से पता है. सो इफ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस ड्यूरेशन ऑफ लाइट, दिस अफेक्ट्स, ये किन किन चीजों को अफेक्ट और इन्फ्लुएंस करता है? लीफ फॉल, फॉर्मेशन ऑफ न्यू लीव्स, flowering phenomena. Okay, all these phenomena are influenced by light. Apart from photosynthesis, there are certain light control morphogenesis. The term which I am going to use is photomorphogenesis. Photo का मतलब होता है बच्चों light. Morphogenesis, certain morphological changes apart from photosynthesis, जैसे कि photo period, उसमें कौन से आया? Leaf fall, formation of leaves and flowering. If I am talking about animals, so dear students, ये जो light है it affects breeding and migration in certain animals. Let me write over here. If I am talking about animals, right, तो it affects कौन सी चीज? ब्रीडिंग एंड माइग्रेशन. So this is your temperature, this is your light. Apart from this, we are having wind. Okay, so here I am writing this one. This is your third, and here I am writing your wind. Dear students, if I am talking about wind, right, then wind जो है it controls weather, right? It controls dissemination of propagules. It controls transpiration as well as pollination. Okay? It controls. सबसे पहले तो क्या? Atmosphere बोला मैंने, फिर transpiration बोला, right? It also affects pollination as well as dissemination of propagules. What is propagules? आपको अच्छे से पता है. तो wind is also one of the factor that affects stability of ecosystem as it controls atmosphere, rate of transpiration, pollination, dissemination of propagules. Am I clear, dear students? If I want to say, if there is high speed, right, then it inhibits growth. It inhibits growth of trees. Simple as that. Am I clear? So ये हो गया आपका third factor, that is your wind. Okay, it affects, it inhibits growth of plants. I can say it inhibits growth of plants or trees and flight animals. And flight animals, migratory animals. Am I clear? तो ये हो गया आपका विंड। नेक्स्ट जो फैक्टर आता है, हियर ओनली आई एम राइटिंग, यू कंटिन्यू पॉइंट वाइज इन योर नोटबुक, ओके। सो नेक्स्ट फैक्टर इज योर humidity. Next factor is your humidity. Dear students, what is humidity? Humidity मतलब क्या? It is nothing but water vapor in atmosphere. Yes or no? Humidity का मतलब क्या होता है? Water vapor in atmosphere, and this humidity plays a very important role in formation of clouds, dew, fogs. Yes or no? Yes. Dear students, if I am talking about epiphytes, then this grows in humid area. मैंने कौन सा एग्जाम्पल दिया आपको? Epiphytes. Let me write example with epiphytes. Red one, right? This epiphytes requires humid areas for growth. Dear students, rate of transpiration, I can say. Rate of transpiration plus perspiration. Perspiration आप सबको पता है ना? Yes. All this is controlled by humidity. All this is controlled by humidity. Am I clear? So if I am talking about plants, animals, we are having certain adaptations. We are having certain adaptations to cope up with this humid conditions. Am I clear? Okay. Wind आ गया, humidity आ गई. One more is there, precipitation. Here I am writing. Okay. Fifth one is your precipitation. Okay, fifth one I am writing precipitation. So dear students, if I am talking about precipitation, then it occurs in form of rain, in form of your snow, I can say, in form of your dew. Okay, and the periodicity and amount of this precipitation or rainfall, I can say, determines the type of forest, whether evergreen, deciduous, okay, chaparral, and many more. Grassland, yes, and many more. Am I clear? So what I have told, precipitation, it is in form of your rainfall, in form of your snow, in form of your dew. ये क्या determine करता है? It determines type of forest. वो क्या determine करता है बच्चों? It determines type of forest, whether it is evergreen, deciduous, grassland, chaparral, desert, etc. Am I clear? Please pause your video for a minute and write what I have told. Type of forest, evergreen, deciduous, chaparral, desert, grassland, and many more. Am I clear? So dear students, in this video we have done your 5 abiotic factor: temperature, light, wind, humidity and precipitation. ठीक है?